Welcome to another stream. Today, guys, we are going to be doing Sail Brainrots instead of this made by Creecraft. I've grinded a bit the last few days as I was seeing how it is. That's why I haven't been publishing lately. Tomorrow I will have a video published ready after school, around after school time. Or maybe today there will be a new YouTube short posted. Videos are going to be coming next year when I hit 2k subscribers, because I believe I can hit it this year. Because, you know, it's the start of the year and I'm gaining really good views and amount of good subscribers per short and per stream. So I think I could make it if I just do a lot of it enough. Stay out the route I am going. I like more streams because you can people subscribe more often because they think you're a good streamer, or just I will never understand about YouTube. Just we are back to another stream and we're going to be playing several. If you do look at the description, big thanks to Creecraft making this game, and he's one of the biggest YouTubers, so it is insane for him to make a game like this. By the way, if Creecraft does ever watch the stream, maybe in like a year's time, bro, I say lava for Brainrots, bro. I lie, but it is so weird. I don't like it. It's just so weird. The point of the game is to escape lava. It's like saying this: don't touch the lava, guys. Lava in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like the kids game in real life. I get it. It's meant for kids, but for like grown adults or like older kids like me, it doesn't really match the vibe of Roblox for all ages. Like still around. It's for most ages, but not for all. That's what makes it really good, is because it was for Escape Tsunami was like for basically every age. It was like addicting. It was just the gameplay was just really funny and annoying. Really made it good. This game is basic. Like some people like fishing in real life, and that's why it was basic enough to for the age to play. I think I could get my dad to play this for like an hour. I feel like he would play it. But then the reason why adults don't play is because they have a job. So they don't really play, isn't it? I forget how fast I am. As long as I'm in the water, they're dead. Shit. Aww. I know. I hate the sharks. They're so not. They delete them. Then the point of the game is to sail from sharks, so who has it in the game's fun now, and the stream's fun. Pretty basic. So welcome to the stream, by the way. I see you. I've seen you. I don't know if you're gonna text or not. I don't think you. If you do know how to text, then yeah, go ahead. Feel free to talk. I do respond to viewers. Talking to viewers. That's what it says in the thing. Yeah, I'm talking to viewers. One of the high points. I can't get up there. I don't think it's possible. Oh, I may actually just killed myself. Nope, good. Wait, should we just screw this kid up? Oh, screw him up. Should we just do him dirty? Oh no, you have to go get it! Oh no! Ring around the castle. I'm sorry, I'll bring that back for him. I feel bad now. Ring around the castle. Die. Place it here if you want. I want to give that back to you. I picked it up! No! I'll give him this. A good YouTuber, guys. Oh, you tried to hit me. I'm joking. I'm joking. See, I can be good sometimes. I'm not just pure evil, am I? Yeah, that's me half of the time. I'm not gonna lie there, but that's me half the time. There we go. I know there was no time to go back, so I just ended it. I'm gonna get all of this for him. Chat, you better say W speed. That'd be crazy. Chat, imagine like 50 people just joined and said W speed. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. If even one person just said W speed, that'd be crazy. Nerd gonna try hit me. Good. I thought I went, but then. Alright, this is good. I can't die. Blah. Yo, calmer. Yo, calm. Bro. Calm. Bro, calm. Dream Ray get reported. Why you report? Why you report me? Turn this. Why you report me? Please, bro. Why you report me? Noob. I didn't. You said. You said it. I almost did. It's a game. The game. God, a bat. So you can do that. It's a game. The game got a bat, so you can do that. Okay, bye. Let's play now, yeah? The game got a bat for you, mate. The reason why the game gave you a bat. So you're 6. So you're 6. So you're 6. Because he's 6 years old if he's really crying over a fucking brain. No, come here, little Timmy. Little Timmy, come here. Please, I'm poor. Dead, mate. But but this is not me. It's my bat. I depends stupid words. That. But I used to spell it wrong. Bat. But I wish I had better brain on. I wish I had better brain on. I'm gonna tell him come. Come. Come, my child. Come. Come. Come with me. You will stay. Stay here. 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 Stay here. I want to get him something just to make that kid feel jealous. Now, this is what I do to people who don't threaten me to give him it. See what I just did, chat. W speed, bro. W speed. I don't give an absolute care if you say you're gonna report me. But if you say you're gonna report me and then ask me to go get you stuff, you can go kill. You know, you can go hug yourself to sleep. Cause I'm not doing that, man. No, you said you going to. Can't remember how to speak report. Report. Report me. No, you said you're gonna report me, so no. Like, no, you said you're gonna report me. No, no, I swear on my family. you, you said it, not me. 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 Can I? Genuinely, better be you, my bro. Come on, listen, number. I love you. You do 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 do. Let's see what we get. Let's see if I have over. Ah, fuck this! Rip chat. Rip. Hashtag bro, stop swearing! Beep beep, can you please? please level it up. I'm just gonna say alright, so then I see how they send it to me. You can't give. You can't give. Can't give you, man. You are mean to me, bro. Like I had to go to fair. I needed a therapist after that one. But why should I be good to you? You made me go to a therapist. Barely made it out of there alive. Oh, now you were gonna hit me. Now you daddy can. Now let's do this. Let's play this game. Play this game. Play this game. Hit the brainrots in the water for them. They can try to get it, or they can see you disappear. They can try to get it, or they can see it. They can try to get it, or they can see it. Can you lovely? Oh, that felt like an hell. I'm joking, I'm not gonna get mad over it. For hitting the punch. That little coward. Dead. Ding 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 ding. You know that one song like ding 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 ding. Like when I buzz you and buzz you. Yeah. Ding ding da, ding da, ding ding da, ding ding. And it's all the same. Merrily, 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 don't touch me by my dick. Get the cum. Oh! I thought I wasn't gonna get it then, I was about to say. I'm not taking it! I got good luck. It really was gonna be my question. Oh my god, it's my beautiful. So beautiful. Use codec chat. Just make sure you guys can see it. Just totally don't go to this plot in front of this, and totally don't go for that really dark wall. Totally not suspicious. Come. Okay. Well, he don't wanna come with me. So what I want for Christmas is me. So I'll be right back. I'll be. I'm gonna take a moment break. I'm gonna take a mental health break. Not like for like a year, but like just for like 10 minutes. 2 minutes. No, not even that. Maybe 1 minute. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Maybe I'm just gonna go make a drink. Maybe. But I've been one active viewer for so long. It's it's crazy. That's crazy. No, that's a big stream delay. That's big stream delay. That's a big stream delay. Really. That's a big stream delay. Trying to open this snack I got. I opened it. Okay. I opened it. I recommend get one really good brain rot, like your best. Your best. And upgrade it fully. At least half your base. Not fully upgraded. Even if you had like way more than enough money to upgrade it to max, just leave it down and focus on your not fully max one or your best fully max one, or your second best fully max one. As then you'll slowly fully max at a base. Those fully max ones will make more money to then eventually max out almost instantly. If you're trying to get to 400 speed, just get 400 billion per second. Or 500 billion. 500 billion is really good. And just leave it on. Look, if max way more than enough money. It's me 2 trillion per second now. My upper floor does make me a lot of money though, look. Almost 2 trillion per second. I'll click that one. 500 trillion. Oh. Why I said all? Because I didn't realise I meant to upgrade it twice for make me 500. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna recommend upgrading them until they're past 100. That needs a little upgrading. Oh shit, I clicked it a little too many times. There we go, and then we can use these now to... Oh, again. Alright. Time for the reaction times, boys. I react to just some games do live stream. What I mean by law. Do I mean by law? I watched half of the time.
Many fans and even Chapter 5 has probably been the most polarizing game of the series yet, with many fans and even non-fans labeling the game as a huge success going beyond their expectations, along with many others saying that the game is downright awful, which includes people like Markiplier, who called it a mess and said that he was done covering the entire franchise because of it.
Man, I just do not have it in me to continue slogging through this. So this is the end of Poppy playtime for me. I hope it's better next time. I won't know, because I'm not going to play it.
So today, I'm going to go over why this chapter has had so many varied opinions, and if it truly was a disappointing release. So first off, going back to before the game even released, it was very quickly plagued with drama right out of the gate. The first couple cinematic trailers were all pretty well received, especially since the game immediately looked pretty polished, even early into development. However, eventually, by January, the developers announced that the game would be releasing just over 1 year after their last game,
For the time,
4, which sparked a lot of outrage, mostly because
the first
that last
version,
chapter
it
was extremely controversial. Often,
for the time when the first version it was published, it was very like, what I mean is, like, for its first time being released, like chapter 1, for its first time ever being released, it was good in a way. What I mean is chapter 1 was super polished and it looks the same still, but some stuff it got really realistic now. Some stuff they fixed bugs, they learned from their mistakes. New game. They didn't know how to do anything back then. We're not watching the trailers, bro. F trailers. Okay. I'll show you what I mean by polished. Look how polished this is. They don't upgrade the names, by the way. By the way, I learned you can do this code too. Not open it. And I'm learning stuff to skip. I'm thinking of just be done on the game. I can put it in and watch the tape. Wait, can't you not go to tasks? Give me them back. I'm learning stuff. Apparently it automatically loads like past it. This is for like speed runs, by the way. They don't count the title screen, so yeah, no, I don't think it works. But what I mean is, for its first ever release and sound effects, it was good for its time. It was like normally the last time I played it wasn't that really polished, but like for its time, it's pretty damn polished. But for its time, it was pretty like pretty good graphics wise for its time. But it's not that bad for now in its
Regarded
life.
as being rushed
not that
and
bad.
not well thought out, which also, by the way, had a 1-year development time. So this,
Yeah.
along with the devs saying that the game was going to be even longer than the last one,
That did
made
piss me
fans
off.
extremely nervous that Chapter 5 was
Yeah,
going to be
true.
rushed as well.
That's
These
what I thought.
concerns were even further brought up when, a week before release, Chapter 5 got its gameplay trailer, which
So when I saw the trailer, I knew it was gonna be peak.
even more controversy, specifically around things like the game's character designs, especially Lily
I like this
Lovebraids,
part.
who
I
got
really like this
ruthlessly
part.
roasted on Twitter. And not only that, but somebody ended up leaking the design of the prototype online days before release, spoiling the big reveal of the chapter that fans have been waiting for years, which just kind of brought the mood of the whole release down a couple pegs.
I sadly am pissed off. I wish I didn't know that he existed. I wish people blurred him out and well doing these cutscenes. So I knew in the prototype might be coming, but I didn't have it spoiled for me. Sadly, it was spoiled.
Regardless, there was still a lot of hope and hype with the game, as a lot of fans disagreed with this controversy, thinking that the game looked good. The devs restated multiple times that this chapter was going to be the best one yet, and even specifically said that they listened to the feedback from those past controversial chapters to improve on this one. Then, on February 18th, it's released. And numbers-wise, holy crap was it a success. I mean, this chapter sold 100,000 copies in 3 hours, and on Steam alone, it had 52,000 concurrent players at its peak. Mind you, that's more than every other chapter's peak player base combined. But that's not to say that this big influx of people were particularly satisfied. As a matter of fact, there have been quite a lot of complaints with this chapter that I'm gonna try to cover right now. So the first major concern, and probably the one that's the most widespread, is the overabundance of new characters who all feel relatively underwritten. For instance, in this chapter, we learned about the wrong side Automals, who were used in the intro commercial for the game and in some collectibles.
The Inside Outboards actually do have lore behind them. They were inspired by they were inspired by they were inspired by I don't remember what it's called. They were inspired by the creatures, like Catnap for an example. They were inspired by that, but because Catnap failed so bad in their commercials, they paused those commercials practically. So they stopped doing those commercials. They shut down everything, and because kids were falling asleep because they had. What happened was Catnap would throw out the red gas, and the red gas shouldn't have been released yet. it was never meant to be in Catnap, but Catnap somehow was able to produce it somehow, but they didn't care about it, and then it got so much backlash because kids were like getting bad dreams about it. So yeah, that's the love about that's why. And then after that they made those to try making their business go successful again, but it didn't help with it because people thought looking the inside of a toy would be ugly, so they didn't really buy it.
But otherwise they don't really have much of a purpose for existing. They're very derivative of the Smiling Critters being a failed gimmick toy line that was later used as inspiration to turn real experiments inside out. Or what about Chum Chompkins? He appears in the game only a couple of times, with his only real role being to hide us inside of his mouth from the prototype. But in an earlier scene, we literally just hid from him to avoid him, so I don't know why we couldn't have just done that. Even Giblet felt a little underutilized lore-wise. He is an interesting character and works inside of the story for sure, but I definitely get these complaints, especially since a problem Poppy has always had is with there being so many characters, they often end up appearing and dying super quickly, which can make it hard to get attached to the good ones. There's also been some complaints about the designs of some of the characters. Like I already mentioned Lily Lovebraids, but also Giblet people weren't a huge fan of. And the prototype was even a bit controversial, with a lot of people comparing his face to other medias or claiming that he looked a bit generic, since he's clearly following a trend with a lot of other Poppy characters of having these creepy wide smile mouths that has kind of become a staple with the game, for better or worse. Another complaint more focused on the gameplay now is that the chapter's chase sequences.
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need
People get mad though, there's so many checkpoints there in that. I'm not gonna lie, there were so many.
That there were quite a few of, had some pretty big design flaws that led to constant death after death, forcing them to be trial and error. Not so much with the Huggy chases, but very much so with the Lily Lovebraids and prototype ones that attempt to cut the player off or take advantage of the new grab packs and gameplay mechanics, but are definitely too confusing to really understand on first playthrough. Speaking of which, this chapter's new puzzles were also criticized for being a bit confusing, especially since a lot of the time the puzzle rooms contain two puzzles, one to progress the game and the other to get a collectible, and oftentimes you can't really tell if the puzzle you're doing is meant to push the game further or just to get another collectible that really does nothing. As a matter of fact, the puzzles to get the collectibles are usually harder, which I found odd. Then there were the complaints about the game's horror. A lot of people stated that while the game's lore is undeniably very scary, the gameplay itself doesn't really match it as well. There are certainly a lot of startles, but there aren't as many moments of true environmental horror like what we saw out of other games like Chapter 3. Does anyone remember first playing through that dream sequence? That's a feeling that has really never been matched. That's mostly the bulk of the major complaints that I think were at least the most objective and blatant. However, while these are certainly fair, I would turn around
from down there, jumped at us, and then ran away, and we had to go follow it to her room. That would be like so much more funny gameplay and scary gameplay would scare me.
And say that there are many more things to love about this game than hate. I personally found that the new characters, even when sometimes underutilized, were at the very least always super charming, especially ones like Lily Lovebraids, who is a blast to listen to and also has an amazing story, by the way, while the returning characters, namely the prototype, were done the best, whose reveal was so spectacularly done that they could not have done it any better. Not to mention, that ending was incredible. A lot of people were worried that if Chapter 5 wasn't going to be the last chapter, it would end up dragging the story along, and after playing, I felt like that if they were going to plan to do a Chapter 6, this was pretty much the best way to keep the excitement in the franchise. Gameplay-wise, I definitely get why it was infuriating for a lot of people. I think having to do things like push these heavy batteries was pretty frustrating, but for me, it was so so refreshing to play this chapter after something like chapter 4, which notably had basically no new gameplay mechanics, while this one tried so many new things, like the pressure hand and what's basically an elemental hand, which are used in the game's puzzles in my opinion very well. They're pretty expansive, and even if the puzzles are a little bit confusing, I still found myself feeling a little bit smarter than I probably am after connecting the dots on what I'm supposed to do on a lot of them, which is what makes these kinds of games fun to me.
But I don't roast viewers. I roast games. So if I say, oh, Fortnite's so shit, I feel like someone's just gonna join my live. Go, Fortnite's not shit, you're shit. That's the only reason you're bad, because you don't play it enough. You don't get to learn the law of Fortnite. What law? It's just a storyline, not a law.
I don't even think that there's too many gameplay mechanics or puzzles like a lot of people have said, just that they maybe aren't designed for the maps they're used in as well as they could. Also, what happened to the game's bugs? Correct me if I'm wrong, but even in the good chapters beforehand, they were riddled with impossible to miss glitches, while at least from my experience, I didn't notice really that many bugs at all in this game. This game simply felt a whole lot more polished, and although I'm sure they aren't non-existent, for a game that's always been so buggy, this one felt by far the most finished. Lengthwise, despite this chapter still being long, I don't think it was longer than chapter 4 to be honest though, I thought they paced the time very well. While chapter 4, for instance, had a lot of sitting around or walking around, chapter 5 made great use of the few times it made us stop for cutscenes, and a lot of times when the characters are going through dialogue, we could keep moving and exploring, which makes it feel a lot less interruptive. There's also a lot of quality of life changes in this vein that help with the pacing as well. Like, instead of doing VHS tapes, the game does cassette tapes, allowing us to grab the audio notes and still move around the factory while listening, instead of just having to sit there looking at a blank TV. And if you don't want to watch them right away, you can simply replay them later, which I can't believe they haven't done up until this point, only sparing for a couple tapes that actually have important visuals worth showing. You can also skip the menu loading screens, you could skip the death messages, our companion Globy helps guide us somewhat through the factory too. They're all small, but in such a large scale chapter, these things remove the little annoyances that make especially replaying the chapters a little bit more annoying up until this. So clearly, overall for me, I honestly loved the game. I can accept all of these flaws as real flaws, but it truly feels much more expansive than anything we've ever played in the Poppy franchise, and the reviews for this game seem to back up my sentiment, as on Steam it has 85% positive ratings as I'm writing this video, which is significantly better than chapter 4 and almost surpasses chapters 1 and 3.
What do salespeople hate more than anything in the world?
CRMs. Yep. Well, Monday CRM, it's the opposite.
Which were their most critically acclaimed. So I think it's safe to say that chapter 5 is not a disappointment, at least for fans and people keeping up with the series. However, while I was planning to simply say the negative feedback was just a loud minority and end the video off there, this kind of all exploded 10 times further when the YouTuber Markiplier played the game. Now, I didn't watch his playthrough. From what he said, he was kind of in a bad mood while playing it, so consider that. But regardless, by the end, he called it, quote, a fucking mess, essentially said that he hated it and wouldn't be following the franchise further after this, mostly giving similar feedback to the critiques mentioned earlier, which is fine. Again, they're pretty objective flaws, and if they're enough to make you hate the game and not want to play it anymore, that's a totally fair opinion. But he also did bring up one very interesting point about the game that I think helps decipher why, even with people saying the game's getting better, it's starting to become even more polarizing as it's gone on, which is the presentation of the game's story. He said in his stream that the game's story simply didn't make sense to him, and that we kind of just went from area to area with no explanation regarding who these new characters are and why they're here. And while I think he's wrong when he says the game makes no sense, because they do explain pretty much everything that was confusing about the chapter, to be fair, none of this was really established from the base playthrough, and instead
I already got it, and I only played chapter 1 and 5, and I already got it off like 2 videos I watched about it. I watched a video all about the lore. That's only 10 minutes long. I know what the game was about. It was a famous factory back in the 1950s, and they published the first toy in 1950 called Poppies, a toy that could talk like a real girl. Real girl. I played chapter 2. I not have it on Steam. Played on my phone. Kid. I think I completed it. Out of my bar. I did complete it. And yes, the bugs were unnoticeable. They were like bug there. It was ridiculous. I had to play that game like 10 hours because how buggy it was, and I can't really run on phone, can I? It was really good for my chapter.
Was uncovered through the game's lore notes and cassette tapes. Sure, he played the game, but he didn't dig through it enough to uncover the story, which is kind of required to understand it all. This is at least my best guess on why the title is so simultaneously loved by some and hated by others. It's hard to list this as necessarily a flaw of the game, because I love that aspect of it. I get to play through it the first time, uncovering all sorts of mysteries about where we are and why, only to get to dig through all the lore stuff later and see all of the pieces connect in ways that go well beyond just the first playthrough. I love that aspect of the game, but especially if you're somebody like Markiplier, who I assume hasn't followed the title's latest lore, this leads to everything happening feeling somewhat purposeless and useless. It's a very similar criticism that I see Five Nights at Freddy's get a lot, where if you're not willing to dive headfirst into the game lore-wise, you won't understand a lot of what's going on, and this is pretty true as somebody that hasn't really done that with that franchise. Mix this ambiguous story with the game having over double the players of the last chapter, meaning more completely new fans are trying to get.
It's a pizza place that you've dug a bit into it, not too much into it. Dug like it was about like shift guard stuff and that stuff. So years old. Okay, so I got it. Okay. So it was a pizza place that was like back in the day famous, but it was like I find something. Oh, it was like there was like multiple pizza places, but the bite of 87 happened, and then I think it mainly started the storyline. I put a kid's birthday party. His brother thought it'd be funny to put him in the mouth. Animatronic. I believe it got spring trapped because the liquid and I sprayed everywhere. Made shot on him. The bar of 87. That happened. So that was basically main part. I think for the game it's overrated a little too much for the base it is at now, and I feel like Poppy Playtime is not overrated. I feel for it's like for it being made by a YouTuber, it gave it a boost because it was made by just a YouTuber that was pretty famous back in the day. But I feel like for a YouTuber, like over exaggerated on it. They definitely did over exaggerate on the game. But yeah, I get it, but that's like a 30 minutes of gameplay plus it's hella fun just for the first version. It's like first version fuck like 10 minutes of scariness and then 20 minutes worth of chilling. Chapter 1. I didn't really feel scared. That fun, and it was so easy. It did get a lot of love, but then it got a lot of storyline
into
I
it,
think what
along
made
with
the
more
game go
traditional
popular was the
mascot play
storyline.
fans kind of seeming to have a bias against the franchise after it kind of came in and completely culturally
Why,
changed the genre
why
for
are we,
better or worse. And this brews a
why are we looking
perfect
at Garden
storm
Bang
of
Bang?
absolute love and absolute hate for the game. It's better than this mascot horror title, or it's actually not good enough to even be taken seriously. It's all a big jumbled mess, and I'm sure what Mark said here is only going to make it worse. But I guess overall, what do you guys think?
Yeah, he's an a-hole. Don't I? What
You,
are your
just you,
thoughts?
building
It's
a
an amazing
raft
game.
on base 44.
For our timeline, and when it came out, it was good off the bat. It was a pop. It didn't fail. We weren't successful at the start, but it was just in the middle for enough players to then think and then start playing it because then they thought it got to get successful. I think for how it's going to stay, or how it is, it's not bad, it's not good, it's not terrible, it's not ass, it's not any of that. I think it's just right gameplay, the right amount of characters. I feel like what they could have done was add more like secrets. They did do one in one trailer where in the door before even chapter 2 was released. Like when chapter 1 was first released and the gameplay was out, you could see Mummy Longlegs behind a door. What was insane in my opinion, because actually I found out, but I didn't really post it on YouTube. But no one else apparently found out what was crazy. But you could see her behind the door. What I genuinely thought was a pretty surprising moment for Mummy Longlegs. And that's the lore about chapter 1 and 2. I think I know a bit of lore about chapter 3. No lore about chapter 4. Actually, I know a little bit, but a lot of lore about chapter 5. I mean everything. Okay, I played it. I know the lore about it. I don't know that much lore about I know a little lore about chapter 5, but not like crazy lore about chapter 5 Poppy Playtime. But I know a bit of lore. Do you guys want me to talk about chapter 3, 4, and 5? I'll talk about chapter 3 real quick. Chapter 3, I think, I didn't really play a lot of it, but the critters were released as a toy back in the 1975, I believe it was released. I think, the famousest one was Catnap. Because how cute it was, but it sent Charles to sleep, and when it sent Charles to sleep, it would give them nightmares. What immediately made the company fail, or made people really sad, and then they recalled all of it, I believe. So when they recalled all it, they tried saving their company, but they couldn't. So then they made. So then they thought of a Play-Doh thing, and they made these Play-Doh toys. So they actually helped the company revive itself from the past experience. But then a kid, I believe, had cancer, or I don't know what it was. I think he was a really big fan of Playtime, so they sent him over. But he fell into the Play-Doh, so they revived him in Play-Doh form and brought their parents over to see, just so the parents cannot sue them. But bad idea. They forgot that they really don't want to be allowed showing the parents that they can revive them as toys. So then they realized, oh shit, we just did that. Plus we combined her kid with two other kids. One that was happy, one that was chill, and one that was angry. Locked in a room, they realised that. And it was on the angry mode. Instead of letting them out, they let them die and turned their bodies into another project. But Oliver used to be a human, but he eventually got turned into the prototype. But what really confused me is I don't think he was ever a human when he drew. I think he was once, but I think when he was drawing the prototype under his bed, I think that was him trying to lure Poppy to him because he wanted Poppy for learning how for experience for to do and to learn how she was made so he can make other toys of his own. But he realized that wasn't really a good idea, and then because Poppy was his favourite, as Poppy was nice to him, and he was nice to Poppy. They eventually learned their friendship, and then that's practically chapter 3 done. It was really good. I feel like Catnap shouldn't be the main character of chapter 3. He was good for the main character, but he should have been the main character. Because the end part felt rushed in a way. It felt rushed and repetitive. What I mean by that is you had to like shoot these fire out of him. We never been able to do that again. Don't know why. I think we should have been allowed to do that as many times as we needed. Like now, I wish we could shoot still fire out of our hand, but no, we can't. What made it really weird how we weren't allowed to do it no more. Excuse me. What made me really confused. Anyway. I don't think anyone's better than me generally. I've never seen anyone better than me. So I'm gonna do this. Giveaway time, chat. Giving away this dragon Cannelloni. Type your name in chat. Type your name in chat. I don't care if it's one person. I'll still give it away to that one person in the watching right now. But listen, type your name in chat, and I will give away this dragon Cannelloni. You know this video wasn't pre-recorded because if it was, you could go to the end. You can see this. No way I'm spending an hour recording a video. I would have made like 10 minutes of just me going, like this video and subscribe for this dragon Cannelloni. Put your name in the comments. Yo, Ostrich, thank you for the gifting. Like, apparently I'm on TikTok, but like, yeah, I'd have done like that and then made people gift, thinking I'm gonna respond to them and then fake give it. And I'll make like 10 alts and just give it to them. Then record that and it'll be like a 30 minutes worth of it, so no one would stick around enough to find out I was pre-recorded. That's if I was pre-recorded. Oh, it ain't pre-recorded. Anyway, type in the name and chat. Rip. 0 likes. Come on, guys. And 0 likes until 1 like. Pick your name and comment in the chat. I'm joking. I'll be crazy if I was. I do know how to pre-record, but do it because entertaining to pre-record. Because I do it for fun. Do it for the experience. That sounded hella weird. I do it for the experience. Yay. Gold lucky block. Yeah, better say that. You better bitch. Now why you do that, little Timmy? I helped you, and this is what you pay. No, fuck you, little Timmy. Is that how I get paid? I'm crazy. I love this now. Papa gonna have diabetes? No diabetes. When this game goes popular, everyone's gonna be being like, oh, I wish I was in that live stream. It's just gonna be so rare, I swear it's gonna be. Oh, just the gameplay of chapter 5 bro is super good. Yeah, I feel like it needed more lore. More lore. More lore. No, we should make a new song. Give us more lore. Give us more lore. Just everyone screams. Give us more lore on chapter 5. But I did see something what really actually entertained me. Was apparently there was skin. And I haven't played the game, but I've done a lot, and I hope there's a Lily Lovebraid skin like you get from killing Lily Lovebraid. Oh, I do hate this one thing. If I'll show you when it happens, that will load. I feel like in every game there should have been different. I don't think it should show us the first part of the factory. Warning, by the way, we're not playing the game, so don't worry about the warning. Entertainment. I love Mob Entertainment, they're a really good company. They made it. They're the same people who made it. If I didn't have way more like credits. Can't go up sadly. I would have went up to find a really good credit. The really good credits are really. I believe the good credits are. Nabuli. Well, not, by the way, we're just gonna click tab for our thing. Tab. What tab does is it's gonna show us the collectibles we've unlocked. So don't worry if you don't want me playing the game. But Miss Gracie, yes, this. She is you know, we did get some of the Inside Outables. I thought it was really cool. But we got some documents. By the way, these are important. But what people are now doing are using AI to fully scan this. The AI's got really advanced. This is like all over the web now. They just will go around fully scanning it for like 20 minutes and they get everything about it. It's really crazy. I don't think it was a good idea because that's just the one way for the people to use it. If we use Q. No, but we actually do have an avatar. I don't know how we see it, but we do. Okay, so I remember this. File would go to that. No, we're not playing the game. Sorry. We're not playing the game today. We're playing it tomorrow. Tomorrow live. After school time. Depending. I have a bad stomach. Stomach is not pee today. It's been bad yesterday and today. It's been growling day long. I bet it's too much food to the point I'm not eating no more. So it's not me being hungry. I have diarrhea. So my mum thought, don't bring me to school. And then we found out I have diarrhea every 10 minutes because I'm not kidding. I go to toilet every 10 minutes. But you may be saying, this is a shame you haven't been to toilet once. I can hold it in. It's possible to hold it in. I've actually did go to toilet like 5 minutes ago. But yeah. Every like 30 minutes I go to toilet, but I don't really need one. But anyway, that's the end of the stream now. See you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow live poppy playtime. Chapter 5, and we will then after that on the next weekend we're gonna be playing full game through live on stream. Because I'm really sad because one of our streams got bugged out because of Wi-Fi problems. What meant I didn't even know I wasn't streaming, but it said I was streaming. So I was fake streaming practically, and we got to the end practically, past Mummy Long Braids and all that. I meant Lily Long Braids. I mean, we didn't get to fully show her the cutscene and all that, but apart from that, see you guys tomorrow. I'm not gonna leave because I'm just gonna AFK in this game now. If you find me, say the code 877587775. You will get everything in my base. If I see that code like a week later. Oh, and that'll be so annoying. Yeah, see you. Code 555.